Hello dear friends, welcome back to my channel Wakamcho classes, and today in this video we'll be discussing about one of the very important topics, that is University Wits. And before I start my video, if you are new to my channel, please like, share and do subscribe my channel for more informative videos. So let us start our video without any further delay. Now, the stage of the development of British drama, ranging from 1580 to 1596, includes the plays of playwrights like Lyly, Pele, Greene, Lodge, Nashe, Kidd and Marlowe. These playwrights together were called as University Wits because they came from Oxford and Cambridge University. So one thing that was common was that they were all, scholars, we can say that, right? And they were associated with either Oxford or Cambridge University. But there is one exception, please. You got to remember that Thomas Kidd was not associated with either of these, universities. But still, he is included in this particular group, that is University Wits. Now, the term University Wits was not used in their lifetime. This is very interesting to remember. The term was used for the first time by George Sainsbury. Remember. Okay, so you got to remember the term was first used or coined by George Sainsbury. The term was later used by many other writers like Adolphus William Ward, okay, in which in his work he has kind of discussed the title of one of his chapters from his book, discusses about university playwrights or group of this particular writers. Now, what was what were in fact the common features that could be found in the plays of University Wits? You got to remember, as Edward Allwood in his History of English Literature has placed this particular common features, and the common features that we have here is fondness of heroic themes. That means all these playwrights were very much fond of dealing or writing about heroic themes. Themes were tragic in nature. So the themes that they usually dealt, it was tragic in nature. You got to remember. And of course, there is an exception here, of course, in terms of Lyly, okay, he wrote comedies, in fact, okay. So the first examples of romantic comedy can be traced back uh, in the writings of Lyly. You got to remember this very important point. Now, apart from this, what were the common features? Again, I'm repeating the same idea or the point, that is, they were associated with Oxford and Cambridge, okay, and they were all of these playwrights were more or less acquainted with each other, and most of them led irregular and stormy lives. You got to remember this point, right? Now we have first one, John Lyly, 1554 to 1606. John Lyly. Now he wrote 8 comedies. I was mentioning this particular fact before, that John Lyly wrote comedies basically, and he used blank verse for comedy. Remember the device of mistaken identity. Remember, girl dressed as a boy can be traced back to Lyly. So this particular device of mistaken identity, which we find so much in vogue in later part of the plays and works of different writers, can be traced back, to the works of John Lyly. Next we have George Pele, and he's popularly known for his work, The Old Wives' Tales, right? Now, he juxtaposes reality and romance in his plays, remember. And most importantly, he introduced the note of satire. Look at this note of satire in comedy. So basically, what we are looking at is, we are not only discussing about the plays, about the group of playwrights, that is University Wits, but we're also trying to analyze their contribution to the English literature. Next, we have Robert Greene. Okay. In his works, three different distinct worlds of magic, world of the country, and world of aristocratic life is, mingled together. And he was first to draw romantic heroines like Margaret and Dorothea, which anticipate Shakespeare's characters like Rosalind and Celia. Look at this. So you see, in one way or the other, these playwrights have contributed, uh, in the later part of, period where Shakespeare, is kind of indebted to this, writers so much so that he is, kind of following his footsteps. It would not be wrong to say that. Next, we have Thomas Kidd, and he's well known for his only play, The Spanish Tragedy. Remember this point. He introduced revenge motive in tragedy. So, revenge motive that is so popular in later part of, you know, writings of the other writers or the playwrights. It was introduced by Thomas Kidd in his play, The Spanish Tragedy. The device of play within play is used for the first time in his play. Look at this. So the device of play within play, which is also found in the plays like Hamlet, okay, where Shakespeare uses this in his play, can be traced back for the first time being used in the play of Thomas Kidd. Next one we have Christopher Marlowe, and he's known for his works like Tamburlaine, Dr. Faustus, The Jew of Malta, The Tragedy of Dido, The Queen of Carthage. So he's a very popular writer. He wrote only tragedies, and for the first time, he presented tragic conflict between good and evil. Remember this point. For the first time, he presented this, conflict between the elements of good and evil forces in Dr. Faustus. Uh, Apart from this, I'm sorry, he made blank verse as a powerful tool. Okay, remember, he made blank verse as a powerful tool for expressing his varied emotions. And Ben Jonson calls his blank verse as Marlowe's mighty line. You got to remember this point, right? So don't get confused in the examination. It might be asked, okay, what do you mean by Marlowe's mighty line? So the answer is very obvious. It is like the blank verse that he used in his plays, right? So apart from this, we have Thomas Nashe and Thomas Lodge as well, okay? And I'm not going to deal about them. I just kind of mentioned their names. You got to remember, okay? Because if I go on, then the video will be very, very long, right? So I'm trying to make it brief one. So I hope the video will be helpful in understanding this group of playwrights and their contribution, right? Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe my channel. Thank you. Happy learning.